You brush your teeth twice a day, maybe 3 times if you're conscientious, and you still get cavities, still need a dentist, still get that look, the one that says you're not flossing enough. Meanwhile, a wolf tears apart a carcass, chews through actual bone, never sees a dentist once, and its teeth are fine. A horse eats grass for 16 hours a day and dies at 30 with a full working set. Your dog has been chewing the same toy for 6 years, not a single tooth lost. So what are they doing that you're not? And why does modern dentistry exist at all if animals solve this without it? The answer is stranger than it looks, and it starts with something you've probably never considered. What teeth are actually up against? Most people think of teeth as tools, cutting, grinding, chewing, and that's true. But teeth are also structures under constant biological attack. The moment food enters your mouth, bacteria get to work. They feed on sugars, they produce acid as a byproduct, and that acid dissolves enamel, slowly, relentlessly, every single meal. That's not a modern problem, that's a fundamental problem with having teeth and eating food. So why does it destroy human mouths and barely register for the wolf? The first part of the answer is saliva. Not just any saliva, human saliva is genuinely remarkable. Enzymes, minerals, antibodies, active chemistry. But animal saliva isn't just different in composition, it's different in volume and timing. Dogs produce enormous amounts when they chew. Horses produce up to 10 liters a day just from eating. That constant flow does something critical. It physically rinses the teeth. It neutralizes acid the moment it forms. It delivers calcium and phosphate directly to enamel to repair microscopic damage before it ever becomes a cavity. Your mouth does this too, but there's a catch. And the catch is what you eat. Because here's what nobody explains clearly. Cavities are not caused by sugar. Not exactly. They're caused by the combination of sugar and the specific bacteria that digest it, primarily Streptococcus mutans. Producing acid in quantities your saliva simply cannot neutralize fast enough. Wild animals almost never eat refined sugar. No fructose syrup, no bread, no biscuits, no breakfast cereal. A wolf's diet is almost entirely protein and fat. The bacteria in its mouth have almost nothing to ferment. Almost no acid is produced. And the saliva, still flowing, still mineral-rich, is neutralizing a threat that barely exists. It's not that wolves have better teeth, it's that they're not doing the thing that destroys teeth in the first place. Horses are a more interesting case because they eat carbohydrates constantly. Grass is full of sugar, so why don't horses get cavities? 2 reasons. First, grass is abrasive. Every chew is also a mechanical cleaning. The teeth are literally being scrubbed by the texture of what they're eating. Second, the chewing motion in horses is lateral, a long sideways grind. It distributes pressure evenly and keeps the tooth surface clean in a way the human up and down chew simply doesn't. And underneath all of that, 10 liters of saliva a day. The acid never gets a foothold. Now here's the part that should actually surprise you. Wild animals do get dental disease. Wolves in the wild show tooth fractures and wear. Older big cats lose teeth and starve because of it. Dental disease is actually one of the leading causes of death in wild carnivores. Not predators, not starvation, teeth. So the story isn't that animals are immune. The story is about which animals eating which foods in which environments. And that brings us to the animal that sits right on the edge of this story. Us. For most of human history, dental disease was common but manageable. Hunter-gatherer populations show surprisingly low rates of cavities. Tough, fibrous food, no refined sugar, the same abrasive cleaning effect as the horse, the same absence of the bacterial fuel that causes the real damage. Then about 10,000 years ago, agriculture happened. We started eating grain, ground grain, soft grain, grain that sticks in the grooves of teeth and gives Streptococcus mutans exactly what it needs to go to work. Cavity rates in early agricultural populations jumped dramatically in the archaeological record, not because teeth changed, because the fuel changed. And then the Industrial Revolution, refined sugar at scale, cheap, everywhere, in everything. Cavity rates in the 19th century reached levels that had never existed before in human history. The dentist didn't create the problem. The dentist appeared because the problem became catastrophic. So what does this mean for you, sitting here with your electric toothbrush and your fluoride toothpaste and your dentist appointment every 6 months? It means the toothbrush is compensating. It's a workaround, an elegant, effective workaround that has genuinely saved hundreds of millions of teeth, but a workaround nonetheless. You're using technology to manage the consequences of an environment your mouth never evolved for. The wolf doesn't need to brush because the wolf doesn't eat the thing that makes brushing necessary. And here's the uncomfortable kicker. Fluoride, the compound in toothpaste that's credited with the biggest reduction in cavities in modern history, works partly by making enamel more resistant to acid. It's essentially hardening your teeth against an attack that's happening constantly because of what's in your diet. You are in a permanent biological negotiation between the food industry and your dentist, and the wolf is just outside eating a deer completely unbothered. That's the honest picture. Animals don't need to brush their teeth, not because they have some secret biology you lack. It's because they're not living in the specific conditions that make brushing necessary. Change the food, change the outcome. You know that already on some level, but knowing it and doing it are different things entirely. And next time you're standing at the sink, toothbrush in hand, at least you'll know exactly what you're actually doing. You're not cleaning your teeth. You're managing the gap between the mouth you have and the world you live in.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Please subscribe. See you guys.